right, I'm going live to YouTube, and that mostly just because that records it, that I don't have to do an extra step. I don't know if I'll share it out at all, but I'm gonna have to close this off because it's gonna reverberate in about 2 seconds. But all right, I'm going live to YouTube. Yeah, there it is. There. And close that off. All right. Okay, well, so here we are, folks. It is time for the Cool Tool Duel. We're excited about our time together, and when you think of a duel, right? That's what I think of. Anybody know the name of that movie that comes from? You get bonus points if you can name the movie in the chat. That's kind of cool. It's pretty old school. Hard to remember that one. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Let's move on here. And again, we welcome you. We are from Advanced Learning Partnerships, and we are partnering with Dell to offer you all of these sessions as part of the Dell Texas Learning Network. And many of you have participated in our sessions over the past few months, and we're going to continue to do that one. And this one really is exciting because we're kind of break it up a bit. But you can access all of the other. There's more. And Rachel, I don't know if you want to populate the chat with the link to the other sessions that are coming up, and as well as recordings. I think most of them now. Yes, it is Natalie. Good, bad, and the ugly. Excellent. If you go to our YouTube channel, the ALP YouTube channel, there's a playlist now of DTLN. So all of the other sessions are there as well. I already know that you were recording this, and so that's happening right now. Unless you just woke up the other day, you've used Zoom a billion times, and so no need to go over this. Although I would say I'm really digging the people that are clicking on the reaction buttons as just a simple way to engage. Like I've seen lots of teachers posting their classroom that has like zero engagement, like all dark screens, people, and that's, as much as that's honoring the rights of those participants and students not to show their face, and I totally get it, it doesn't take anything to press a button to say, hey, I'm with you, I'm listening, this is fun, this is whatever else. So that's just a nice way of letting everybody else know and yourself kind of staying engaged. So as much as this is going to be a little bit of Rachel and I kind of showing off and playing around, you're certainly welcome. We've already had Lisa contribute, so Lisa's already getting points for sharing her soundboard with us. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking for here today. So this is just, again, and as we set up these sessions, like these aren't designed to change your life or your world. We actually hope that this session, and if you're watching this on the recording, that this is fun, and you've had a long day and you've done a bunch of stuff. So if you come away finding one or two kind of things that are going to make a difference in your life or use in some way, that's awesome. And if you just have a good time hanging out with other people, that's also good too. So all of those things are redeemable outcomes for our time together. So here are the rules, straight up. We're going to do 10 rounds, meaning each of us are going to share with you 10 tools. So you get a total of 20. And we're going to kind of try to stick to a maximum of 3 minutes per round, although we probably doesn't even work time-wise if we're going to be done at 4:45. That won't work. So 3 minutes is a maximum, probably more like 2. Rachel's going to start sharing in just a moment. When she's done, I'm going to share, and then you're going to vote you're going to either choose Rachel or Dean, and you can use the following criteria or not. So I have these 3 criterias. Is it cool? In other words, and here's how you know if it's cool. If it's a tool that you're going to show somebody else, say, hey, look what look, and that's cool, right? Like I want to tell somebody else about it. Is it new? So if you've seen it before, obviously that it still could be cool. It still could be useful, but it's not, if it's not new, that's like, okay, I've seen that before or whatever. And then finally, the third one, is it useful? Is it actually something you're going to use? So I would invite you to use those criteria as you choose between Rachel and me. But if you have a different criteria, just because I like Rachel better than Dean, and I'm always going to pick Rachel no matter what, then that's your criteria too. And who cares? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We are going to be keeping score. I'll be keeping very, very tight score. But that again is not is not really what matters today. All right, Rachel,
Yeah.
I think you are up.
Great. Thanks, Dean. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share a tool with you called Polygraph. If you remember the childhood game Guess Who, student or whoever plays asks yes or no questions, like does your character wear stripes? Does your character have a hat? And you eliminate the cards based on that. So this game, Polygraph, can be used in any subject, any grade level. Instead of having characters, you can pick what 16 cards are represented. So for an example, I have some technology devices on display. And I'm going to model for you. It's a two-person game, so I've got my two accounts running. So one person, Desmos, asks, we're partnered virtually, anonymously. So one person gets to pick a card. So maybe you're like, oh, I love that flip phone. Click next. Then your partner asks yes or no questions. Is it from before 2000? And then they have to say yes or no. So the flip phone, yes, it's from before 2000. And then this person goes and eliminates all the things that are after 2000. And you go back and forth and try to guess the right thing. So that is Desmos Polygraph. All right, I did it in under 2 minutes.
What's that?
I did it in under 2 minutes.
You did it in under 2 minutes. All right. Well, okay, I'll go. I'll try next, and I'm going to get rid of my time here because I only do that for you, Rachel. You'll have to keep my own.
Okay.
But I won't go longer. This one is actually pretty short. Hey, Robert Martellacci in the house, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here's my cool tool. And again, I'm going to try to, I'm saving my best for last, by the way. So let me go with this one, that one, not my Twitter chat. But I want to share with you a tool called Talking Points. So many of you may have heard of or used the service Remind 101, where you can push out text messages to your students. Well, this is a version of that, except what's really, really powerful about this particular tool is that it has over 100 different languages that it translates for you. So the powerful thing is you do you in English, Spanish, or whatever language is native to you, and you send it to that family who might be speaking Mandarin, or might be speaking Korean, or Portuguese, whatever it might be. It'll translate for them, and they type their message in their native language, and then it pushes back to you. So it's a free tool. And again, I think in the world that we live in today, that idea of being able to connect with all kinds of teachers is really, really powerful. So that is Talking Point.
What was that one called? What was the name of that one again?
Talking Point. It's talking.
It sounds great.
Yes.org. And by the way, we'll send you the link to all of these resources when we're done as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to vote. Do you want to go with Polygraph, or do you want to go with Talking Points? Really quickly, and we will put up the score, and then I'm going to actually kick off the next round. Lisa, oh, look at this. I knew it. Oh, thank you, Natalie.
Ooh.
It's tight. We're going to have to give Rachel the point on that one. All right, Rachel wins. Rachel wins round one.
Here comes the money.
All right. Money for Rachel. All right. Shut up. Stop talking. Okay. What's my next one? Let me see here before I jump over to my next one is gonna be all right. So let's go to my next one is going to be Jeopardy Labs. So lots of games out there that produce that can create these kind of Jeopardy games. Some of them are actually quite complex. This one is super uber simple. Creating a Jeopardy game is like nothing else. You can create a password. It can be free, no account required. So you just jump in. And by the way, Rachel, hopefully your timing, you start building your game, call it Jeopardy Lab, or wait, I'm just doing my thing there. All right, so start building this game. And there's lots of ones that you can build on already. So in fact, let me go back here. It's probably easier if I show you one that's already done. So if I browse the games that are already in place, you can go ahead and click on basketball, and there'll be a game already set up. So this one's ready to go, and you can see right there it's edited. So I can just take this complete game, whoever made this game, and set up your game however you want. You can play this one by yourself. Click on the number. Kevin Garnett, what's the answer to that question? Sorry, that's where you keep the score. So escape, sorry. Hold on here. MJ, so the answer is 23, right? The hit, what was his number? Sorry, that's the game. Anyway, all of this is editable. So I see this as really a powerful game, both as you as a teacher can build, but way more importantly, let kids sort of build their own kind of games on this one. So that's a pretty straightforward, simple game. Jeopardy Labs it is. So over to you, Rachel.
All right. The tool I'm sharing is called TriCider. It's a free tool to have an interactive debate. So if you've got students at home and students in the classroom, or if you just want all students to be participating in the classroom and they have devices, you enter a question. So something that is debatable. So we could ask Dean or Rachel.
Oh no.
Yeah. And all the participants add ideas. So adding ideas, Rachel brought polygraph to the table, really great idea. Save it. All these ideas generate, and then participants move to the middle column, the pros and cons, and they tell each other, I agree with you because, or I disagree with you because, and then at the end, everybody votes. So free tool, you can share the link out, and it really helps students develop their ideas and help them explain and justify their reasoning.
All right.
That's my tool.
That's a good one. It's good, but there's other ones that are better than that. So don't get yourself all excited about that one. So let me pick. This is the part of the program where I start to get pretty nerdy. So hold on to your hats here. So one little game or activity I'm going to have is how to use your webcam as also as a phone. So if I click on, for example, this button on my phone here, and I'm going to show you this real quick. So you're going to see, you see the little green part there that's already kind of, that's grayed out. Well, I can get that happening here in just a moment. So right there, this is my phone, as you can kind of see for the other images there. And so imagine your phone, this is called Iranian, and it can turn your phone into a webcam. So if I was doing just this kind of thing, and I wanted to, like, let me just show you, I'll just go straight up to my camera here. So if I was going to use this as a webcam, I could take my handy dandy little tripod here and have this fixated right on this object here, and I could be talking, and all of a sudden I can show people what I'm doing and using this straight up as a document cam, and then I can switch back to my regular camera, or again being able to show this as well, having two. And I'll show you how this is a whole other thing here, but this is called Iranian, and it's a free download. It works for Mac, it works for Windows, it works for your iPhone, whatever device you have. It's called Iranian. So let me just give you a quick, I'll go here to my slides, also show you real quickly the website is, where's Iranian? Are you timing me, by the way?
No, I didn't time this one.
All right.
I had been timing the
There's
other
the
one.
web. There's the site right there. Very, very simple to install and use, and really adds an element of functionality to your online presence. So there we are. All right, time to vote, people. Is it Rachel?
We did 3. You went.
What? No, you did. What did I do?
The second round.
I did
you
Jeopardy Labs.
did
Oh, right.
Jeopardy,
That's right.
and
I
I did
screwed up.
Answer Garden.
Okay. What am I doing here? Okay, well, I'm blaming you, Rachel, because I got a lot. I'm
Fine.
not paying attention. Okay, what are we voting for right now? We're voting
Jeopardy
for
and Answer Garden.
Jeopardy or Tri-Sider?
Or Tri-Sider, yeah.
Okay, which is better? Which are you voting for? Jeopardy or the Jeopardy game or Tri-Sider? Lisa's. I got one vote. I got 2 for Jeopardy, 1 for Tri-Sider.
Jeopardy wins.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking it, Rachel. I'm taking that one. I don't
Got
care.
it. You got that one.
Okay, so I started off with the Iranian. So you're gonna go next
Yep.
then.
I'm gonna follow that one up. All right. Which tool do I want to compete with?
Uh-oh. I'm all frozen here.
I'm still good.
Okay.
Okay.
This is all that
So-
counts.
The tool that I want to share with you is called Draftback. So I have a Google Doc open. This is actually a DTLN offering we're going to have this summer, a mastermind opportunity for principals. But Draftback is a great tool for teachers or anybody working in collaboration. When you click on it, you can see in real time or speeded up time what the edits to the document were. This is really interesting when a bunch of text is dropped into the document and you see it show up all at once. Right there. I don't know if you saw it real quick, but just a bunch of text got copied in. So that's if you're looking for copied, if students are cheating and plagiarizing, you're going to see that dump. The other unique thing about it is if they're collaborating on the Google Doc, down at the bottom of the screen, you can see who was editing the document and when, and how many revisions they made. So that can help students monitor their own collaboration as well as teachers monitoring student collaboration. That is called Draftback.
All right. So all of I'm back. Look at that. I had to restart the whole thing. All right. So we're voting for Draftback versus Iranian, the webcam transferring thing. What are we picking, people? Oh, I gave myself 2. That wasn't what I meant. I pressed too hard, but maybe I'll win this one. Draftback or the webcam? Yeah, the webcam thingy. That's exactly what it's called, Yvonne. Just appreciate that one. Which one is our winner?
Oh, your webcam.
I'm winning. I got this one. All right.
I couldn't compete with that one.
Okay. So who's up now? Is it
okay?
back
So
to
now
you?
I'm first.
You kick off. This is round 4 coming up.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm going to share a tool that I think we probably all know in this room, Flipgrid. But the reason I share it is because I've encountered so many teachers who are like, yeah, I've heard of Flipgrid, but I've never used it. And I really want people to use Flipgrid because there's cool things you can do with it. So if I'm just going to demonstrate some maybe behind the scenes unknown things about Flipgrid. When you record a response, originally Flipgrid was just students or people talking, and Flipgrid's confused right now because my video is on. So hang on, I've got to turn my video off. There we go. Flipgrid was really meant for students to record their videos, but there's an option now for recording screens so that the students can do a screencast through Flipgrid. And then the other piece of it is effects. They can have a board. So if students just want to write, it can be a split screen, or they can hide their face and go back to effects and grab a pen and they can start writing. I'm a former math teacher, so I always write equations, and they can write out their equation before they even hit record. So they can set up their video, they can import pictures, they can add text. So there's a lot of cool ways to utilize Flipgrid beyond just students talking in front of a camera. That's my tool.
All right, that's your tool. Here's my tool. I'm going to stick in the video realm, and we're going to go over to Let's see, I'm right here. Just want to show you the website without getting too all too fancy on you here. But the button's not working. There, it should show up, but it's not showing up. You wouldn't even believe all the stuff I'm pushing this computer to the absolute maximum. All right, it's still not showing up. Come on. Nope, that's not it. One more time. There, you see it? All right, DaVinci Resolve. So I have been a long time Mac user. Like I hadn't used a Windows machine since, I mean, the 2007. Like it's been a long time. But I mean, as part of our partnership with Dell, I was given a beautiful Dell laptop. And I have to say, in general, I have actually been quite pleased with transitioning back to Windows, even though I still like my Mac. But one of the things, of course, that Mac is known for is video editing, and iMovie is so simple. And you know, I used even things like Final Cut Pro, but I actually was able to take, you know, iMovie and rock it. And I remember back in my day as a Windows user, they had Windows Movie Maker and a few other things that were kind of clunky. But I came across DaVinci Resolve, which is, I mean, I got to tell you, it is one of the most powerful video editing tools that I've ever seen. It is free. So, and again, I wouldn't recommend this for like, you know, just doing simple video. There's a lot of tools out there that do very, like even Flipgrid actually edits video in some way, shape, or form. You can download and use it. So there's lots of tools that do that one. But if you are looking to sort of up your game or use it with students who are doing a little bit more high level bits of video editing, it's a pretty amazing site. So, and again, the fact that it's free kind of blew me away, because when I think about what the capability of, and it actually goes through, if you scroll down the website, they talk about the kinds of movies that used this very, very same free software. So it kind of blows you away. So there you go. DaVinci Resolve, free. So we're voting now on, do we want Flipgrid? Flipgrid features, again, she wasn't talking about Flipgrid, it was a specific features in Flipgrid, or DaVinci Resolve. So what is your pick, folks? Which is the coolest of those two?
Oh man. Okay, I got one vote. I got two votes.
That's tied. Is that tied? No, it's three.
Oh, you won. 3-2. 3-2.
But it's going well. Okay, I'm going to start the next one. I'm gonna take it pretty. I'm gonna go pretty simple here. So another kind of simple thing is, my father is 89 years old, and it's been tough, right? Just like it has been for a lot of people virtually. But he loves card games, and we played card games. So trying to find a card game online was tricky. Buddy Boards has been fantastic. So if you look at these are all sort of very, very familiar games that you can play: Yahtzee, Uno, chess, checkers, spades. The one that we play as a family is actually a game called Wizard, and it just is an elegant game. We get on FaceTime. It's myself, my wife, and my father, and my sister and her husband, and the five of us play online in this just a very, very elegant way. And again, I don't know if I'm not even touting this specifically as a educational tool. It may be. I mean, I think games and puzzles to have for kids online is really cool. But I was kind of blown away at the simplicity of how this works. So that's my tool for this round. It's called Buddy Boards, and you can see all the games that are there. What do you got, Rachel?
All right. I have a math tool called GeoGebra. And
there's a surprise.
I love my math tools, but I think everybody should appreciate the math tools. GeoGebra has a couple cool features. One, for geometry, it's really dynamic to build, like you see the picture on the home screen of this 3D picture. For students doing constructions and learning about shapes and properties of shapes, it's really cool. But then they've got tons of resources for elementary school, which I love, because it's so hard in elementary school to find virtual manipulatives that are good. So I love even K2, these students can be learning about numbers or measurement. They've got different games with money and time and clocks. So as a source for free virtual manipulatives for all grade levels, but particularly I know finding tools for K2 has been a challenge this year. So it's a great resource and it's free, GeoGebra.
All right, I'm thinking about my next tool, what I should do.
Got to vote first.
We're voting. Why? What did I? Oh yeah, buddy boards. Is it buddy boards versus? Sorry, get mixed up. Buddy boards versus GeoBra. What are you picking, people?
GeoGebra.
Oh, she gets it. All right, this is getting closer, people. 3-2, 4. And this is her. All right, fun with the boards. Okay, I got to get my lead. I got to buffer up my lead a bit more here. So let me see what I can do next. Which one am I going to do? I got so many cool ones. All right, I'm gonna go this route here, people, and we're gonna go back. I'm gonna use my same tool that I used before to show you another little cool tool that I have, and that is let's see here, Multicam. So that is this little deck here thing that you see here. This is called Stream Deck. So this is getting, now we're actually getting fancy tools here. So this is the kind of thing that gamers would have. So people that stream games online. So if you're a Twitch, you know about Twitch. Twitch is where people play. So these are the sort of the automated buttons, if you will, that do the really cool things. So for example, if I were to press, if you want to see how I do the sounds, so there I have a whole thing with sound. So if I press that button, it's going to give me all the sounds that I have preloaded. So when I press, there's that, and it gives you a little thing. And then I can go back to my cool tools thing. This is how I change the score. So if I thought Rachel was going to win this one, I'd press that one, and then you can see the 2 changes to the 3. But there's just no way she's going to beat me on this one. This is, so there's about 4 versions of this. This is the mid-range version. There's an XL that has like 15 buttons, and then there's a mini that has 6. And you can actually download this for free on your phone and have the buttons on your phone do the same thing. So that's kind of like a macro. You press the button and it ignites a certain thing. It's just, partly right now I'm in the sort of, this is fun and cool. I'm just in the process now of thinking, oh, this is actually really useful and powerful. And so this whole session was for me to share this kind of stuff with you, really. So selfishly done. But it's a lot of fun to be able to do and program, and it makes me feel like I was, back in my early days as a tech director, sort of discovering all the new tools that are out there. So that is the Elgato Stream Deck. So Elgato Stream Deck versus, what was yours again, Rachel?
I haven't presented yet.
Okay. So well, let's see.
So I'm picking my tools. What do I have to compete with that?
You can do it.
I can. I'm going to, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you a tool called Marble Slides, brought to you by Desmos. Again, another math tool, but Dean, I think you might even vote for mine in a minute when I share.
Okay. Right.
So the idea is that, you launch these marbles and you try to collect the stars, and you have to manipulate the equations so if I make that parabola negative, launch the stars, I can collect them all. And then you proceed and it gets harder. For instance, this ramp-like one, if I launch the marbles, not going to get it. But maybe if I make this, I forget, like 1/2, there we go. And launch it. There we go, collecting the marbles. Then at the end, the last one is a free play. This is the part that Dean's gonna like, because he always likes to find joy and delight in everything. The prompt, yes. Dean, on the last slide is build a marble slide that'll make your classmates chuckle and think, oh, that's delightful. So I found a video on YouTube of different marble slides that students have created with their own equations. And look how creative kids are. And it's so fun to watch how their marbles, you got to be watching the time because I'm just going to play this video till you tell me my time's up. Because I'm so impressed by what they come up with and how creative they are. We'll do one more.
Okay, throw us one more.
Oh, okay. That one was slow to watch.
I'm trying not to look at the video that's on the side that says 20 years in and why I quit teaching. And
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that one too. All right, so there you go. That's marble slides.
All right, marble slides or Stream Deck. What's your pick? If you're going for useful, that might help marble slides get a little bit more. I think I got the cool factor, but usefulness is also part of this. If that's look at you did. Okay, actually I really like that because I already gave Rachel that number 3, and I don't know how to reprogram it back. I can only go up, so I can go to 0, but then that would be awkward. All right, marble slides it is. Okay, so what have we got? 6 rounds. Round 7. We're moving along. This is a big round now. We're tied. So what's next, Rachel?
Oh yeah, my turn. Okay. I'm going to share with you a non-math tool, you guys. I've got
this is crazy.
English language arts tool. I know. Watch out. All right, so I'm going back to my document here to share an add-on called SAS Writing Reviser. I like it for my own writing, great to help students with their writing. They've got different things that it checks the document for instance, repeated words. It'll tell you what words were repeated, the word count. So for instance, we've used the word mastermind 8 times, group 8 times. Maybe we want to start thinking of different words. This is a document about principles, but we only used principle, I think, 2 times or showed up a few times there. So besides repetition, we've got sentence variety, sentence clarity, wordiness, all those things that students want to become better writers with. So great add-on.
Do those things pop up, or do you have to go looking for them, like with that little side panel?
They pop up. Yeah, it'll highlight the document where those issues are. Nicely done.
Okay, well, I can stay in that vein. I'll also show you an extension. So one of my favorite little extensions is called Tab Group. So Tab Group, like for example, when I'm getting ready to do this session and I wanted to put all the tabs that I was going to use for this one together, I just hit this little TG up at the top here, and it pops up all of these listed here. Oh, you can't see my pop-up probably. That's okay. Not necessary to see. But anyway, I could save this entire tab group as a group and then save it and then go back to it another time. And so I use it quite a bit when I'm preparing for certain things. Like these are the 8 tabs I want to be able to sift through. So all the tabs that you see at the top are part of the tab group that I created for this particular presentation. All right, that was real quick. So we got tab group, or is writing reviser?
SAS writing reviser.
SAS writing reviser. What do you got, people? What's your pick? This is a big one because we're tied 3-3, and 2 for right. Tab group, writing reviser. Like there's 5 people at least.
The anticipation.
Tab group. Oh, one more. Who's going to break the tie? We're tied. Oh, because I think Lisa left. It's tied.
Oh, that's right. Lisa.
Okay, well then we'll just leave it there. There is no winner at this. All right, I'll go next. I'm gonna go for something pretty cool, I think. So I'm gonna go with an app. I've got my phone going here, and start mirroring, start broadcast, and there we go. So this one is called Seeing AI. So let's go with this. You should now see my screen there, my iPhone. So by the way, that's another app that's all free. I'll teach you about that app, but that's a different one here. So the app I want to show you called this one right here, Seeing AI. So here's how this one works. So it can do the simple things like
short text.
Read that for me. So if
BRT, known as at Bombas, we're big fans of bees.
So it reads that,
sure.
but it can also
Shut up.
It can also read on the bottom there. If I click handwriting, it'll
Processing. 110,232 Conogram Iran Latarbux Jervas Prochains Voyages Meal. Now
No.
Now's attendant.
Not right.
Canada Sarah,
Quiet.
I am expecting to
Quiet.
win this Loungies check cook. Processing. Ox. Expecting Lee Now's attendant. Air Canada Sarah Isle. Now's his parents Kesa Tau Das Prochains.
Okay, or here you'll have a lot of fun with this, people. Watch
Person.
this.
Natalie's giving you the crying, laughing face.
Process.
Watch this.
59-year-old man with gray hair looking happy.
59-year-old man with gray. I mean, I'm not 59, but I'm close. 57, so it was close. but I mean, I know he's just my kids. Anyway, it will read. It'll basically do anything. So it'll do like.
One face
So let me see. Let me see it do
near
Rachel.
center.
I'm gonna do
Two
Rachel.
faces. Processing. Sorry, something went wrong.
Something
Please
went-
try again in a
I want to put the screen to a screen. It's
Zero,
a,
one fake processing.
It won't-
34-year-old woman with brown hair looking happy.
Oh, I
Like
will
that?
say 34. Yeah.
yeah, I know that. I feel like it
Absolutely.
always defaults for women and makes anyway. It's called Seeing AI. I mean, it's an accessibility tool, but you could also have a lot of fun with it. It does a lot of it'll read different languages and so forth, and yeah, kind of a fun little tool. All right.
That was a good one, Dean. All right.
Did I start that one? Oh, you got a
You
match.
started that one. Yeah. Well, okay. This one it might be a throwaway because the tool that I was going to share was called One Tab. Same idea as yours. It gathers up all the tabs and that you have open, and you can just restore them. So like I have a tab for Cool Tool Duel, and I restore them all, and then it opens all of them up. So same idea as the one that Dean shared in the last round.
You demonstrated this one better than mine, so I'll give you that one for sure. Because mine didn't. I just sort of talked about mine, so keep that in mind as you do that one. What am I going to show next here?
No, they got to vote. So mine was
Oh,
called
okay.
One Tab, and yours was
Oh, I feel
called-
like you concede. It's Seeing AI or One Tab. I feel like you.
I
just
did concede. Yeah.
It's like putting in it's like when you're facing like the really good pitcher in the other team. You might as well put your worst pitcher in.
Right.
I think you're going to lose anyway. So it's just I don't know, but maybe not. One Tab or Seeing AI. What's your pick, people? Seeing AI. One. Who else is voting? Did we lose everybody? I'm just taking that
You
one.
got
right
it.
there.
You
4-3.
got three votes.
4-3.
Votes right there.
I think it's back to you though. You kick off this one.
Yep. Yeah, that one was a sweep. All right. Okay. I'm gonna share. So I will confess that I'm sharing different tools from Desmos. So the marble slides and the polygraph was from Desmos, which is a free tool, but I also want to share the activity builder. And honestly, it was a tool that was created for math teachers, but I think there's so many applications for the activity builder in all subjects and all grade levels. So you don't even have to think about math to use this tool, kind of like the idea of a Pear Deck or Nearpod, but it's a lot more customizable. So on each slide, you can write a note to your students. They can give you a text input. And what I like with the text input that shows student classmate responses, that happens after they submit their response, then they can see how other students are responding. And you can anonymize it so students don't know who said what, but they can see how students are answering the question. You can add as many slides as you want. There's a card sort feature, so you can have students do like a matching game. There's also a sketch component, which I feel like drawing is a great formative assessment. So adding a sketch component there, so many good things like our multiple choice checkboxes, all those traditional type questions, but it's a really cool way to engage your students. It's not a worksheet, and you get a lot of good information by the teacher dashboard as well.
Now I'm having to decide which picture I'm going to put in. I hate to say this, but this might be a throwaway, but maybe not. I think you might find this one good too. It's nothing overly fancy. But let me just show you this one. So this one's called, this is just a search engine that I think you should use instead of Google. So most people are using Google. I have recently switched over to DuckDuckGo. And the reason I have, and again, it's just a simple add-on, so you can use it with Chrome, make it your default browser on your phone, but it does not store any of your information. So you know how you get annoyed when all of a sudden the ads on the side are reflecting the fact that you searched for shoes 2 weeks ago, or you know, you left your Google voice on or your something. This one is just keeps that information privacy. And it's something that I think most of us probably don't think about as much as we should. And I mean, I don't like spending a lot of time worrying about these things. So anytime I can do something that's seamless and doesn't sort of interrupt, you know, isn't a whole lot of inconvenience. It is not going to work. It's going to look very similar to any other thing. So if you type in Desmos here, it's going to give you, it has a very, very similar look and feel to Google, but it's not Google, and it keeps your stuff private. So Desmos or DuckDuckGo, what is your choice? I think this is round 9. I think we have one more to go, right? Because we tied one.
Yep.
We're down to 1. Desmos, DuckDuckGo.
Ooh, you got 2.
2.
Oh, I got 2. It's another tie.
Another tie. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 minutes left. This is coming down to the wire. So I am going to start us off with my final one. So my final share with you is the thing I'm working on right now, and that's called OBS. So OBS, I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment here, just so you don't see the screen mirroring thing. So OBS is the software that I'm using right now to do all of this stuff. So notice that I didn't share my screen. What I did instead was use something called a virtual camera, and it simply allows me to control this. So don't get confused just because it's this infinite loop in the center. So sort of ignore that top part. But if you look on the left-hand side here, these are all the scenes that I have. And so when I change scenes, that's how I change to my camera. That's how I change it to showing my phone and all of those other things. And these are the sources that you put in. So it can seem really complicated, but you can start very simple by just putting in your web camera and adding a slide deck. And that's how you build on that. But OBS is free. It works for Mac. It works for Windows, Linux, whatever. The community is really helpful to doing it. And again, it just gives you a lot more control. It allows me to do things like add this little scoreboard and all these other fancy little tools I have. And again, I totally get it if you think that is superfluous and useless and everything else. I'm with you on that. But it's just, it's been quite a little bit of fun for me to use that tool. So it's OBS Project. It's free software used by a lot of people in high-end stuff, but I'm finding a lot of useful here in education. All right, it's a big one for you, Rachel, because if you don't win this one,
I know, then you're the winner of the cool Tool Duel. Well, I will say, Dean's tool is probably cooler than mine, but mine is free and useful. So I'll preface with that. I'm going to share my last tool is Answer Garden, which is a way to create a word wall. So if you want to create a prompt, you click the plus, you might say something like describe today, and then create. Oh, I don't know what else. Okay, so, and then you would type in a word, and people can build with different things like sunny today, and the more that a word is typed, then it gets featured more, so you start to see these words build out. So it'd be a good formative assessment, a good way to see take temperature check of the classroom, how are students doing, what are they thinking, feeling, good SEL activity. So again, not necessarily cooler than Dean's tool, but maybe more practical in the classroom.
All right, that's it, people. You got to give us your last vote. Answer Garden or OBS? What is your choice? And while you're waiting, while you're casting this one is difficult.
Yeah,
Natalie. This one is difficult. But that actually may help. But OBS, Answer Garden, it's tied. It's tied.
The
Hi, 'cause
anticipation.
Natalie didn't commit, or she left us hanging. I'll go
Oh,
with-
she did. Oh, it's tied.
I'm good with the tie, people.
Because you won.
I just
because
popped
you won.
in the chat right there is the slide deck, which has the links to all the stuff we shared. And so with that, I'm going to, what's my final sound here? That's how I'm finishing, folks. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. We had fun. I hope you had fun just hanging with us. And it made, like, even as Rachel was sharing, like, I didn't see all the stuff that Rachel shared ahead of time. We did sort of talk about it, but there's some things that she shared that I thought that is cool. I want to check that out. I hope you found things that were cool and useful and fun. We'll do some more of these sessions if you think they are. Just let us know that these are, that you find these enjoyable, or if you don't like them, just never show up again. That's the way to do it. Susan has a question.
I'll
Rachel.
send out certificates, Susan. We have your record of being here, so you're good. And Dean, here's
There you
my
go.
virtual handshake. Congratulations.
That was fun. Okay, thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, week, and we hope we see you soon again. And thank you all for. Oh, see, there's other good stuff there too, and
Yeah.
that we'll have we'll do a better job next time of giving you all a chance to share all of the cool tools that you use, because I know that's probably one of the reasons that you're here, is because you do have some tools in your holster too. So, Rachel, let's remember to make room for other people a little bit more next time. That's on me.
Thanks,
Bye, folks.
everybody.
My battery is just about dead on my earbuds, so it was a good time. And